So today we're talking about this here H2 mask. Let's start out by just giving it a quick little turnaround so you can see the whole thing. Finally completed. I took way too long on this mask. I got a little obsessive with it just because I've never... I mean, if you look me up in some of the Facebook groups, and actually if you look at my very first Michael Myers video, which has really bad audio, it's called, I think it's called the Michael Myers Mask for Complete Noobs. And I was somewhat of a noob when I made the video. It was sort of just... sort of, if I have any theme to any of my videos, it's to help people get into the communities that I love. Because I'm involved with Ghostbusters, I'm involved with just 3D printing in general, prop building, Michael Myers masks, obviously. And sometimes these hobbies can be a little bit gatekeepy. And so if my videos have a theme, it's sort of a you can do it kind of a theme. Like, don't be afraid. There's people that'll help you. Not everybody's a gatekeeper. Some people are here to help, and I try to be one of those people whenever possible. One of the things with this particular mask is this was the first H2 I've done that I'm really happy with. Like I was saying before, if you go back to my very first video, you can see there's an H2 in there, and it looks okay. There's nothing way wrong with it, but it looks a little amateurish. And I've tried H2s probably I think 3 or 4 other times with varying success. And this one I took way too long just because I really wanted to knock this one out of the park. I don't know if I did. I think at a certain point when you're looking at H2 masks and you're looking at reference photos, and even when you see a great H2 mask on the forums or in any of the Facebook groups, they look good. Actually, some of them look great, but even the great ones I wouldn't say look terribly screen accurate. I don't know if I've ever seen a truly screen accurate H2 mask. I've seen ones that people looked at and it goes, oh, that one's completely screen accurate. And I just don't know if I've ever totally agreed with it. It's a really hard mask to nail down. It got the way it was through a series of natural processes between Halloween 78 and Halloween 81. And it is really difficult as an artist to replicate those processes to make it look the way it does. It's always got kind of a wider stretch, and it's always got this T. Everything else seems to be left open to interpretation. Sometimes the hair is flat, like slicked back. Sometimes it's got a little bit of that that poof up here in the middle, the pompadour. Sometimes it has the horns, sometimes it doesn't, and I guess it kind of depends on what part of the movie, which screenshot you're using as reference. This one I used a combination of 2 references. I used the famous Coke can picture of Dick Warlock. That was my primary source of reference. I also used a different H2 that another artist made. That, again, didn't look terribly screen accurate, but I knew exactly it was meant to be an H2. And I think that's kind of what's weird about H2 masks, is they, you can invoke that feeling of H2 and not necessarily be totally screen accurate. I would almost call this like, a best of Michael Myers. It's obviously mostly H2, but like the face isn't 100% there. I mean, it's Michael, but it's not a perfect Warlock. I mean, even the CGP Warlock isn't a perfect Warlock. I mean, it was the same mask in 78 as it was in 81, so how can it be? Very strange thing, the H2 mask. This is the first one that I've been really happy with. This is an independent sculpt. This was a Chris Vannekamp 78 sculpt. I ended up turning it into an 81. I ordered it with the intention of making it into a 78. It's got, I don't know if you can see it on camera here. but it's got these kind of little blemishes here in the neck. That's actually, it looks like paint cracking. It was actually a rough part of the mold from the person that did the pull. They had a little rough spot in the mold, and that red, once I got the white on there, you could really see it, and I just really wasn't sure how I was going to make that work as a 78. Wasn't really confident about repairing it or trying to do anything to smooth it out, and I decided that it kind of makes sense as an H2. Like the H2, the paint is cracking a little bit, so this kind of makes sense in the context of H2. So, but you know, this is something that like I said, I'm finally happy with one of these. I just kind of wanted to show it off for you. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get it. Change the lighting a little bit. See what that really looks like. And as I said in one of my previous videos, I was going to pull the hairline forward. I did do that. I pulled the hairline forward just a little bit all the way around. It was just a little bit too far back. I just want to show that in the light so you can really get a sense of what that looks like. Let's see if we can show that in the shade here, so you can see which is painted shading and which is shading from the lighting that I have here. Let's see here. But if you are interested in this mask, by all means reach out to me. It is available, but it's kind of one of those masks that if nobody buys it, I am perfectly happy keeping this in my collection for a while until the right person comes around for it. You can reach out to me on Facebook. I'm Nick Grosskopf, also known as Darth Nick, or you can reach out to me right here on YouTube. I respond pretty quickly. And of course, if you have any questions or if you have any critiques, if you want to tell me how terrible it is, if you want to tell me how great it is, if you want to tell me something you think I should have done differently, throw it in the comments. I'm all here for it. We're all trying to get better. Have a good one. Bye-bye.